30 seconds. Seconds. T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ignition, engines full power, and liftoff. Go Hera, go Falcon, go SpaceX.
Vehicle is pitching downrange.
Stage 1 propulsion is nominal.
At T plus 30 seconds and counting, Falcon 9 has successfully lifted off from Slick 40. After clearing the tower, we begin to tilt or gimbal the engines. That initiates a roll maneuver you might see on the Stage 1 camera view, although it's kind of cloudy. But this enables the vehicle's antennas to stay in the best position for communicating with the ground. We are into throttle down now in preparation for max dynamic aero.
Falcon is supersonic.
Faster than a speeding bullet, we're supersonic on Falcon 9. Waiting for the call out from GNC of Max Q.
Max Q.
Right on time. We're through the period of maximum pressure on the vehicle. The Merlin engines are back at power, and we're out of the throttle bucket. Now, from here on, even though the velocity is rapidly increasing, the atmospheric density is decreasing, and that's resulting on less loads on the Falcon 9. 90 seconds into flight, the rocket typically needs to go 17,500 miles per hour horizontally in order to avoid gravity pulling it back down to Earth and getting into orbit. We've heard the call out for MVAC chill. That's a bleed valve on the second stage engine. That's performing the final chill prior to second stage engine ignition. All's looking good with the first stage trajectory. We're coming up on T plus 2 minutes. We've begun throttling down the Merlin engines.
Main engine cut off.
Call for MECO.
Stage separation.
Successful stage separation.
MVAC ignition.
MVAC ignition, and we're up on power on stage 2. Coming up will be fairing deployment. And for the first stage, as we saw it in the background, farewell 1061, and we thank you. As we continue climbing out of Earth's atmosphere, we're waiting for the right time when we can open up and deploy the fairing. That should be coming up in about 10 seconds. There's a camera view as we switch. You can see Hera inside the two halves of the fairing.
Fairing separation.
And successful payload fairing separation. As we mentioned earlier, the fairing halves have supported multiple missions. One half has flown 12, now 13 missions, and the other had previously flown 18. And those fairing halves will come back down to Earth. They're guided by cold gas thrusters and then parachutes or parafoils.
Falcon is on a nominal trajectory.
They'll deploy, and they'll be recovered by our recovery vessel, Doug. Jesse, T plus 4 minutes, 23 seconds. Everything continues to look good on Falcon 9 with Hera.
Thanks, John. Yeah, everything's looking great. We got some awesome views here on your screen. What you're looking at is a view of the MVAC engine on the second stage with a beautiful view of Earth in the background.
STS has safed.
Now, we are currently in the first of 2 planned MVAC burns for this spacecraft. And we have separated from the first stage. As we mentioned earlier, we will not be recovering the booster as we usually do. Now, typically we would land the booster either on a drone ship or back on land, but due to the additional performance required to deliver this payload to an interplanetary transfer orbit, we will be not recovering the booster today. Now what you are seeing, again, is the MVAC engine. The MVAC engine is optimized for the vacuum of space and has about 220,000 pounds of thrust in vacuum. Again, this is the first of 2 burns. The 2 burns for the MVAC engine will take the second stage with the payload attached to the targeted drop-off orbit.
Falcon continues to follow a nominal trajectory.
There are 2 planned burns for this payload to be dropped into an interplanetary orbit. So that first burn took us into an Earth orbit, and now this second burn that's currently happening right now is taking the vehicle and the payload to that interplanetary orbit where the Hera spacecraft will be deployed. Now we're just about 30 seconds away from the conclusion of SES-2, which will be SECO-2, that second stage engine cutoff 2. And then we will shut down that MVAC engine, allow the vehicle to coast for a little bit prior to the deployment of the payload. Now SECO-2 is coming up here in just a few seconds.
MVAC shutdown.
Hera separation confirmed.
Great view. We've got successful deployment of the Hera spacecraft.
And with successful payload deployed, that brings our webcast to a close.